Welcome to Two Dudes in a Broadcast. I'm Nick.
I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Mark. And normally I do start us off with a little joke. Today's a little bit different because I just heard something this weekend that I really wanted to share with everybody. It was actually by quote by my girlfriend Marley. We were getting gas at Circle K or something, and there was this guy in front of us, and he had like a walking boot on. He was like having trouble getting his gas and like getting everything done. And Marley just looked at him and said, "I really want to help him, but I'm holding hot dogs." And that just really spoke to me. You know? So Marley, if you're listening, which I know you're not, it just really, you inspire me.
Shout out, big ups, girl. All right, and today we have with us the super sick shredder sweetheart, Tim Callaway of the local band Sorrower.
Yeah!
Hey.
How's it going?
Hi, Tim.
Hi!
How you doing?
We are well.
We're okay. Everything's okay.
Cool. Yeah. It's recording, I think. I think we're doing all right.
All right.
Yeah.
Finally got that going.
Yeah, we got there.
We're
The
doing
sound,
the
the
best
sound,
we can.
the sound is probably fucked up.
We got it, yeah. We got this set dressing mic here.
fine.
It doesn't actually work, but
Looks cool.
it's there. Yeah.
We still have the same art up because nobody sent us any art, so that's fun.
Great. 2 weeks in, no art.
Yeah, 2 weeks in, no, it's actually probably
I
a month at
expected
this
more
point.
from you people.
Yeah.
Almost a month and a half at this point.
Yeah.
We also never gave them an address to send anything to, so that's probably also...
That seems probably.
You want us to just tell people online our address?
No, I don't.
So
I'm
they
just
could
saying.
come steal all of our
I'm just
expensive
saying it
equipment.
might
steal all
not
the
be...
art?
All of our priceless art.
They're gonna come take all of our art and then send us stuff so that we have to put it up. It's just rival podcasts.
Are there any?
Yeah.
There's just hundreds of
The
podcasts.
sound of Tempe.
Hundreds?
Hundreds.
Jeremy said hundreds.
I
Hundreds?
say
I think the ballpark is a little higher.
No, there's only like a 200 or something.
Podcasts?
Yeah.
In the whole ever,
Yes.
in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Check the charts.
Ridiculous, dude. Okay, so I want to start with a question. Just kick us off a little bit. Earlier,
Alright.
you were talking about how you played with Sugar Ray and Blink-182 before they were like popular bands.
Yeah, I'm really old, so I remember that. It was like when I was in high school.
What year do you think?
Had to be 95 or 96.
Okay.
We played a show at the Nile, my old band when I was in high school. We played a show at the Nile out in Mesa, which is still a venue. And Blink was on the bill, and then Sugar Ray got added at last minute, so they were like the opening band. Like they played before we did, and they were like nobody knew who the hell they were. And then like probably a year later was when that song Mean Machine came out.
I was just gonna ask you about
Yeah, we were listening to that earlier, and yeah, it stoked my memory of
I
it.
never realized that was because that was on the game Road Rash, right?
I don't know.
Where you're like on motorcycles. It was like for Sega Genesis. You're on motorcycles and you like hit people with shit.
Right.
But that song was on the game and I never knew it was Sugar Ray. And we were driving around today listening to Sugar Ray. And
As you do.
As we do.
You know,
You do.
usual.
Without a Rascal
usual
Flatts.
stuff.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
a joke.
yeah.
It's not.
Oh, I believe it.
It's not.
I wish it was
It's
a joke.
nice to have a break from Rascal Flatts every once in a while.
Yeah, we only listened to the one song.
Well, what did you
Life is a Highway.
what did you think about them at the time?
Honestly, I don't really remember much of them at all. Like I mostly remember Blink because this is when they were Blink before they added the 182. I think they got sued by somebody. So they I saw them about 3 times back then, and they used to tell the exact same jokes every fucking show. So it was like, dude, do something new. Like,
Like the
I don't
first
know.
time it was funny, and then the third
Yeah.
time you were like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah, pretty much.
And people have been telling them to do something new for a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah, fair. And by do something new, I don't mean new music, I mean something other than music.
Well, Tom DeLonge's got his old like,
Yeah, he's super.
Doesn't he have like government funding now or something?
I don't know.
I think it's probably somebody with a .gov like email address, but I don't think it's the government. I have a feeling they're not backing Tom DeLonge.
I heard something. Yeah, of course. I mean,
Yeah.
I got some questions for you.
Go for it.
Okay, so you want to tell us who else is in the band?
Yeah, it's me on bass and vocals, Josh Bodner, Jokey on drums, and Billy Jacoby, who you guys know as our guitar player. And we've had the same lineup since 2012. We had our friend Adam was our original vocalist, and then he left 2012. I took over on vocals.
Cool. And then like how many albums or like what do you have?
We
as far as music?
have 2 7-inches and a full-length album. We haven't put out anything since 2015, so we're actually working on a new one right now.
There you
Who
go.
in the band has the 7 inches?
Oh. I mean, I think all of us.
Oh, well, you must be a popular touring band.
Well, here comes Sorrower. I hate their fucking music when they have horse cocks.
I hear they slay.
Our reputation precedes us.
Actually, we were listening
As do your cocks.
We were listening to Sorrower the other day, and it's like totally up my alley. It's like it's really good. Yeah.
Cool.
And I didn't like. I didn't think that you were the vocalist. I didn't know.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Bass and vocals.
You want to explain kind of music?
Kind of, I guess grindcore would be the base of what we do. Like when we started off, we were more of a cookie cutter grind band, and then kind of more influences of like hardcore and death metal now. So we're a little more along the lines of like Nails. Anyone who likes Nails would probably like us.
Very cool.
Yeah, Nails, Black Breath, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys definitely have that that like grind sound, but I fucking hate grind bands, and I didn't
So
hate
do I.
I didn't- Well, you know, like the drum track, like just blast beats. It's like
Yeah, we have a lot more groove. Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. Like, that's
It was as good as I thought it would be.
Yeah, I didn't see it too.
It was as good as I thought it would be.
no. It's funny because the grindcore scene fucking hates us. Like we don't play like.
they're about to hit you a little more.
Yeah, they're not gonna watch this. They don't have computers.
Take them down and
Damn!
Oh.
we're coming for you
Like
too.
hot here with all these sick burns.
Although the temperature is right.
It's warm.
Super hot
It's
here,
warm
guys.
in here. It's warm in here. Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to Transitions by Nick. Today we're modeling. Okay.
That was actually okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Next week we're gonna get to see. So. Keep it together, man. Come on, you got it. We got. We're 10 minutes in. We got at least 20 to go. You can do it.
I wanted to ask you, because you said you had some crazy stories. What's your like favorite like tour story?
Tour story. I mean,
I prefer Toy Story 2. Sorry, go on. I'm gonna stop.
I heard Toy Story 4 is coming.
Yeah, it's gonna be big. Yeah,
We should all go.
It's gonna be big.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, we don't really, like, I kind of wish my drummer was here because most of our really dumb tour stories revolve around him just getting really high and wandering off.
He's
we were in Boise, Idaho a couple years ago, and we had, like, hours to kill before the show, and we're just kind of parked in this, like, little, like, neighborhood park area. So I was just chilling, like, under a tree reading a book and drinking beers and shit, and everyone kind of wandered off and did their own thing. And like one by one, everyone comes back, and like hours later, Jokey just walks up like fucking stoned as shit. And we're like, dude, where the hell were you? He's like, I went to the fucking zoo, man. Just fucking wandered off, wound up hanging out with some penguins and shit. Like we were late for the show.
I can't think of a better way to spend an afternoon.
Right?
If I'm honest.
I mean, the Boise, I don't know what the Boise's, is Boise, Idaho. Like, I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know,
I've
there's
been
not
there.
much going on there,
There's
so
not time, yeah.
the zoo is a good choice.
He's lucky he didn't come back converted. Because that's how we get you.
The Mormons?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't really get into too much random crap on tour. Like we just we're kind of all business on tour, but I get into some really dumb situations outside of it.
I feel like even playing the show in Flagstaff from here is kind of like far. And you already told me that you got kicked out of
Oh,
the venue.
that was something that the three of us made a pact to never speak of again, but I'm probably going to right now. So
Tune in to the broadcast exclusive.
Exclusive story. What's
So
that?
we played a show in Flagstaff like 2 weeks ago, and it was kind of a redemption show because we do really well up there. And the last time we were there was about 3 years ago. We opened for Phobia at the Monte Vista. So
This is tight.
yeah, you know the spot. So if anyone's not familiar with the Monte V, it's a hotel in Flagstaff that has several bars and a music venue in the same building. So we're staying there, we're playing there, and we're drinking there. And we had a bottle of Jameson. Actually, a bunch of my friends from my old job showed up. So we were chilling in this one girl's room with a bottle of Jameson. It's basically me and like 2 or 3 other girls drank an entire bottle of Jameson before the show. And I don't really remember playing. Like I
Probably did great.
no, by all accounts, we did not.
Yeah.
So we were like the second or third band up that night, and Phobia was the headliner. Phobia are friends of ours, and Shane, their singer, is a fucking train wreck. Like, I love the man to death, but he was the only person there that was more hammered than I am. And all I remember was we loaded our gear out, and then the security guards wouldn't let me back in.
Oh, no.
They're like, yeah, no, you gotta go. And I'm like, and at that exact moment, Shane from Phobia walks by and his pants just fall down and he keeps walking with his pants. I'm like Shane is walking around with his pants around his goddamn ankles and I can't get back in.
That guy gets in.
Yeah. So apparently from what I heard, they let him back in long enough to play his set and then they booted his ass too. So the next morning, so I blacked out the rest of the night and Josh is still kind of mad at me for this to this day. Like, he won't, like I said, he will not speak of this incident. So the next morning, we crashed out. I woke up, hungover as shit. My phone was broken. I had broken my phone like before we even went up the flag. No way to get a hold of anyone. So I wake up in a hotel room by myself. Nobody's around. I'm like, fuck, did they leave me here? Like, I thought they left me in flag because they were that mad at me. So I go downstairs, go outside, went to where we parked, and I'm like, all right, the van's still here. Went back inside, went into the little lounge bar. I'm like, can I get a mimosa? Bartender's like, no, we're all out of everything. We need to make mimosas. I'm like, what? And she like just points to this table in the corner and it's Shane from Phobia sitting there with a table full of empty mimosa glasses. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So I still to this day contend that I was not as bad as Shane was on that trip. They played at Yucca the next night and they almost broke up on stage. It was insane. Him and the bass player were so fucking hammered. It was great.
That sounds like my kind of show. That's what I want to see.
Yeah,
shit.
there's
That's
a
what I
lot
wanna
of
see.
action going on
Yeah.
Yep.
while watching the show.
It's a performance.
It is a full,
That's a
yes,
real,
More of a
full
theater.
performance.
yeah, full performance.
It was definitely drama filled.
Yeah.
So were they just mad at you because you were like super wasted on playing the show? Or were you like acting a fool too?
Oh, I was definitely not on my best behavior
Weren't
that
keeping
night.
it cool.
By any stretch of the
And I'm sure
imagination.
you're probably very vocal about how you're upset.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Definitely. From what I hear, I don't remember any of this. Like, the last thing I remember was arguing with the security guard, and then I left and I went to another bar that for some reason served me, and well, it was my friend's bar. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's always that bar,
Yeah.
and it's usually because you know somebody
Yeah,
that works
exactly.
there.
There's like you can get served
So
if
then
you
I-
really want it.
I went into this other bar actually, and I was talking shit about the security guards at the Monte V, and they're like, you know what, those guys work here too, so you gotta fucking leave. I'm like, God damn it. Shit up everywhere.
Yeah.
So we redeemed ourselves 2 weeks ago. It was fun.
That's good.
That's
Glad to hear
good.
that.
So I want to know what your favorite show you've played is, not like your favorite tour story, but like bands you played with, or like if there was a really good show that like really
yeah.
impacted your memory.
Actually, the time before that we were in Flagstaff, because we got to open for one of my favorite bands of all time, Napalm Death, and a band from Japan called Mel Banana. We played second, and then there was a local band.
Yeah, it didn't work. Sorry.
You know,
I just agreed with the name No Banana.
Yeah, they're a great
It's a
band.
dope name.
You should check them out. They're actually
I'm
really
going
good.
to.
They're really
Guarantee
good.
it. I
It was just it was really cool. Like, it was kind of a band saving show because we were kind of on the verge of breaking up at the time. Like, I was really just burnt out. We had done a tour that ended really badly, and I'm the main writer, so I write all the music, I write all the lyrics, like, and I just had no inspiration whatsoever, and I just kind of wanted to quit. And then I had a hand injury and almost couldn't play for a while, and we got offered to play with Napalm Death. I'm like, fuck yes.
Oh, yeah.
So we went up and did it, and I actually played on an injured hand. I'm like, there's no way I'm saying no to the show. It wound up being amazing. Of course, as I said earlier, I broke a fucking mirror in the upstairs of the venue that night, and I've been cursed ever since. Yep. But yeah, no, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. So that was definitely our best show.
Hell yeah.
Did you get to like meet the guys and shit?
Oh yeah, I've met them a couple times before actually. Like the original guitar player, or not the original guitar player, but the guitar player has been with them since like 1989. Lives up in Vegas now. So every time I'm in Vegas, I see that dude.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
It's really cool.
It's always really. I was in a metal band too for a long time, a couple of different metal bands, but like I know that feeling, like, playing with bands that you really love,
Oh yeah.
and like being able to talk to them, like having that peer connection with them is
Yep.
like.
Getting to know all the dudes
Super
from Tony
cool.
Dance's tap dancing extravaganza was fucking tight. They played in his basement at a
Nice.
house that he lived in.
Oh yeah.
We played a show one time with, it might have been with Tony Danza, but it was As Blood Runs Black also. I think it was Born of Osiris and As Blood Runs Black. But the guitar player for As Blood Runs Black, like right after our set, before I even took my guitar off, he jumped on stage and gave me like this huge hug and was like, that was fucking amazing.
Nice.
And I was like, wow, dude.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
What bands did you play in, if you don't mind me asking?
I was in a band called Time of Departure. I was,
Let's frame that.
I was like
Morals?
18, 19, 20. So it was like 10 plus years ago.
Who else was in
I was
Time
in a
of
band.
Departure? I feel like I know that.
Brian Durazo,
Oh,
Okay. That makes
Josh
sense.
Loeffler,
Okay.
Kevin
Okay.
Robinson, Danny Scarpelli.
Okay.
But I was in another band called Morals. That was pretty short-lived. And
they were
then
fucking badass
I was
too.
in another band that has also been around for a long time called Arbitrary Ashes.
I think I've heard that name before.
I played with them for like a year or two.
I don't know. I feel like I've met you before, like before.
I'm sure you probably have.
Alright.
So at metal shows or something.
Yeah,
When Nick-
probably.
Back in the day when Nick played, he had like a fucking afro like this big. It never fell, so it just
Nice.
was like
Real
huge.
big.
Oh yeah. I had like super long dreadlocks for years and years.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit.
I chopped them off because people kept asking me for weed all the time. It's like, yeah.
And you have like such pretty fucking hair.
Yeah,
That's what I hear. I don't
I was just
know.
looking at it. It is like really nice.
Thanks. It takes me like 20 minutes to comb it every day.
Do you put like product in it, or you just comb it?
Not even like a curl activator.
Every fucking episode, man.
I have to get in my curl activator moisturizer bit.
I made the mistake of telling Mark that I use like a curl activating moisturizer in my hair.
Oh, okay,
'Cause
okay.
Otherwise, it's like super frizzy. It's all frizz.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right.
Hey, we have a cat.
yeah. So now Mark's always like, "Hey, moisturizer," because he thinks it's funny. It kind of is.
It's really
He
funny.
said the other last Monday, he was like, I was coming in and I was putting a gate code in to myself out loud. I just was like curl activated moisturizer.
As I put in the gate code, I just said the words out loud. Curl activating moisturizer. Like that's how I get myself ready to do this.
Put yourself in the zone.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't say another word to another human outside of sitting around this table all
Okay.
day, so I have to get myself there.
So sorry about that. I know we're not interviewing me.
Oh, we're good.
I have another question.
All right.
I'm going to talk about myself a little bit.
Oh yeah.
No, for real though. So like growing up, I was super into metal.
Mm-hmm.
I only listened to metal. I didn't even listen to punk. I thought punk was like bullshit. Were you ever like or are you like a metal snob?
No, I listen to like even. So my dad kind of raised me like listening to a lot of different music. So like I kind of got into metal on my own, and my dad got me into like punk and hardcore and like a lot of like classic rock, like Thin Lizzy and that kind of stuff. So I just always had like a really wide palette of shit. Like I was friends with a lot of people that were total metal snobs. Like they would like when I moved out to Arizona, I'm from Jersey originally. We moved out here, and all my friends were into like Pantera, Sepultura, Metallica, all that shit. Like which I was into too. But then be like, oh, well, I want to listen to Dinosaur Jr. or Sonic Youth or some shit. And they're like, well, it's okay because you're a bass player. You're allowed to listen. I'm like, what does that mean? Like,
I think it might be a guitar player thing.
I think it
The
is.
snobbery, yeah. Yeah, because I didn't even like the first new bands that I listened to were like Killswitch Engage, Between the Buried and Me, Shadows Fall,
Okay.
bands like that were like very metal when they came out. You know what I mean?
See, I like some of them. Like, actually, I was friends with Brian from Shadows Fall for a few years.
Brett said,
Like, that dude used to hook us up on, like, floor passes when they were on big, like, they toured with Slipknot, and he hooked me and my dad up on floor passes for that show. It was insane.
You were just, overheard, we worked together, and I overheard you talking about how your dad, like, goes to metal shows with you,
Oh,
right,
yeah.
all the time. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, he took me to my first show when I was 12. He took me to see Metallica and Guns N' Roses, which dates me and tells you everyone how old I am.
was that the tour where James Hetfield got burnt up?
Yeah, in fact, that was the next show after
Really?
I saw him. Yeah,
No way.
that show happened like 2 days after I saw him. So yeah, he took me to see them, and but my dad was always into like hardcore and stuff. So he had a heart transplant about 3 years ago, and it was really brutal. So he went through the surgery fine, but the recovery process took forever, and like he was really in bad shape for a long time. So about a year after it, I'm at work one day and he texts me, he's like, "Hey, I heard Agnostic Front's coming, I want to go." I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I'm buying tickets right now." So like a year after his heart surgery, my dad was at the Rebel Lounge, which, you know, is a tiny little venue. And it was...
For a band like Agnostic Front?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't even make sense.
I mean, they're coming back and they're playing at the Marquee next time they come, so like... But it's like...
The size difference, if you don't know, Marquee and Rebel Lounge is...
The Marquee is a couple thousand?
Yeah, it's about 2,000 at this point.
Yeah.
Rebel Lounge.
Rebel
Rebel
Lounge
Lounge is
is
like 400.
Yeah.
4 people plus
Four
the
people
market.
plus the people that work there.
Yeah.
And then they actually have to, like, they don't have as many door guys as you think. They just have to rotate people in and out because you can't have that
And the
many
crowd
people.
has to work the door.
Like, help me throw this guy out. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Fuck.
I'm trying to watch the show.
I've actually helped you throw people out of that thing. That comes to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're at the Rebel Lounge, and you know it's fucking tiny, and it was Agnostic Front, and it was the Revenge and Northside Kings reunion show.
Oh, man.
Like their first show in like 9 years. So
Was it sold out? For
it was
sure,
sold
right?
the fuck out. It was
sold
jam
out.
packed in there. So it was like iRake opened, and then it was the Revenge, and then Northside's about to go on, and like they probably drew more people than Agnostic Front did that night. So after the Revenge played, my dad's like, "Hey, let's get a little closer. Like I want to go." So he points to the other side of the venue because we were sitting up kind of like towards the entrance and shit. So we get down to the front kind of, and it's like Northside Kings are about to go on, like their intro music's playing or whatever. And I look around and I'm like, every mosh warrior that I know is in this like 10-foot area. I'm like,
Your
God damn.
dad's just like right in the middle.
Yeah. And I'm like,
Circling around him, he's not even moving.
well, I know like if anything happens to him, my mother's gonna kill me.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm like trying to like stay between him
Or, I
and
mean,
the
At
pit.
this point, like in his recovery process, like if something happened to me, it could like potentially die. You know, like right?
He was kind of past that, but it still probably wouldn't have been good. Good idea for him to get
Less than
Right.
ideal.
really moshed into. So we're watching the show, and I'm like doing my best to like stay between him because my stupid brother was supposed to go too, and he bailed on me.
Idiot.
Yeah.
That's actually how he introduced him to me the other day. He's like, "This is my stupid brother." Didn't even tell me his name. I was like, "What's up, stupid brother?" And
Hey, dummy.
I called him an idiot, I think, the next time. So what's up, idiot?
You should. You should, definitely. That was actually a different brother. I have a lot of brothers.
Oh, okay. They're all
Are they all
idiots.
Was that? No, they're all morons.
I wanted to say, I know you probably haven't heard of any of these bands that he's talking about.
I like Modest Mouse.
But Danny from the Northside Kings is the one that knocked out Glenn Danzig. On
Oh,
stage.
yeah.
Oh.
I was actually one of the first people to see that video.
Well, I guess you can cross out that question.
Which I fucking love. I love that so much. Like Danzig is such a huge asshole.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
His music's crazy.
he's tiny little asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
Tiny little strong asshole. Yeah.
He's got fucking Napoleon syndrome.
He definitely does.
Complex. Napoleon complex. Anyhow.
Thank
See,
you.
that's how you do a transition.
Fuck
So,
I was okay.
okay.
you. When I get it right, dude.
Yeah, I did.
We should do a little break.
Yeah, let's
I
take
don't know if
a.
we were all done saying.
We're gonna take a little break. We'll be right back.
Mark's fired.
Party up.
And then I found $5.
No way.
Yeah. Is that your hat? I like it.
Oh, Soup's new. Oh, Mark's here.
Well, yeehaw, partner.
Welcome back to Two Dudes and a Broadcast. Did you have something you wanted to say, Mark?
I did. Tim, we kind of touched on it before we started taping, but I really wanted to follow up on this. What is Grimace? You guys remember Grimace? What was he?
I believe we had agreed on eggplant.
Eggplant full of gizzards, right? He was just
I think that's where
a
we're
big
going with
purple
that.
eggplant full of gizzards. If you were to cut him up and if you were to stab him, gizzards would fall out.
I think maybe,
Speaking of stabbing.
I think maybe he was like Snuffleupagus, where he's like a fever
A woolly
dream.
mammoth?
He was like Ronald McDonald's imaginary
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah, exactly.
I never understood how he fit into the whole McDonald land.
Yeah.
And on that note, what the fuck were the Fry Guys?
The Fry Guys,
They were
I'm glad you
supposed
brought
to be-
up-
They were
I-
supposed to be fries, but they looked like Pomeranians. I don't know. They were terrible.
The only one that really made sense was the Hamburglar, because like we've all done it.
Sure.
We've all stolen a hamburger.
Yeah, right?
That's like the perfect mascot for a burger place. A dude that is
That
so obsessed
does
with your
not
burger
pay,
is
yeah.
like, yeah.
Why
Yeah.
is Ronald McDonald the mascot? It's terrifying for children who have
Exactly.
fucking a fear of
Clown,
clowns.
yeah.
This food is bad for you, and so is Ronald McDonald. It makes sense. It makes sense. But also so does the Hamburglar, because crime is dope.
You know what's crime?
Sure.
Stabbing people.
Stabbing people. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Hey Tim,
Yes.
you ever been stabbed?
Only the one time.
Okay. Anyway. No, actually, I would love for you to elaborate.
All right. So I told Jeremy this story maybe yesterday or the day before. So this was like the greatest party of all time, right up until the moment that I got stabbed.
And then it became the greatest party that will ever
It's
exist.
like then it went down
Yeah.
in history. Like no,
Yeah.
everyone's like, remember that fucking party where?
People who weren't there were like, yeah, I was totally there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened was.
I was there.
I was
were you
there.
definitely?
Yeah,
Oh.
we were all there.
I was at the Modest Mouse show. What was that name?
What happened was there was this local street punk band called Last Generation. They were good friends of mine, and the guitar player, it was his 21st birthday. I was probably 18 or 19 at the time. Most of his friends were younger than him, except for maybe one or two people, so he didn't want to go to a bar for his 21st birthday. He wanted to find a party to go to, so his girlfriend could go as well as his friends could go. So we find this random party that a friend of a friend knew about or whatever. Barrett, my friend, who's his birthday, him and his girlfriend, a couple other random people show up there earlier. Then later, me and my friend Gary the Wookiee, Skinhead Pat, like all these like punk rock characters show up at this party, and like we show up at the fucking
Wait,
door.
hold on. I don't want to interrupt, but did you have a sick name like that?
Not until after this incident.
Okay.
Stab guy. Yeah.
Stabbing Tim.
No, this is actually so. A lot of people who know me that are going to be watching this, a lot of people know my nickname is the Colonel, and it has been since this. And this is what happened. So we show up at this party. These people are not letting us in because it's me, giant 6'4", 260-pound dude with dreadlocks, huge Navajo Wookiee with a fucking 3-foot tall mohawk. Like, just we look like a bunch of scumbags. They're like, yeah, no, we don't want you here. So we dip out. We get them to let us they let one of our friends in to go find our people that were already there. We kind of regroup back to our friend Gary's place, and we're like, well, what the fuck are we gonna do now? Like, this was like our whole night planned. So we concocted the scheme to where we were gonna go back to that party and steal their keg. So we got my friend Jason, who's like, do you remember Beavis and Butthead? They had that dude Stewart that would
Oh, yeah.
actually do anything to hang out with them.
Yeah.
This dude Jason was like our Stewart. Like we could get this dude to do anything. We're like, hey, can I come out hang out with you guys? Like, yeah, but you got to bring a pizza and a 12-pack. Like, all right, dude. And we'd show up with a pizza and a 12-pack. So we're like, all right, Jason, you're fucking driving. So we roll out, and he had like a kind of semi-lifted truck. So it was me, Skinhead Pat, and like 2 other people. And the plan was we were going to drive down the alleyway behind the party, and then the 4 of us in the back were going to jump out. 2 guys were going to grab the keg, and then me and Pat were going to fight anyone who tried to stop us.
Yeah.
So it didn't come to that, because what happened was we get to the party, and the cops were there. So the cops have all these people out in the front lawn. We're like, fuck yeah. So we roll around the back, and there's nobody in the backyard. So we jumped over the fence, stole the keg, and nobody ever knew who did it.
That's amazing.
So if you're watching this and you were the guy
You
who
were that guy.
stole the keg from, you're a douchebag. So we
We don't know you shit.
We probably saved you from alcohol possession charges, so there.
The cops are like, well, what?
How did you guys get drunk?
This is a party full of magicians. Double check the handcuffs.
Oh, that's great.
So yeah, so that's what happened. We wound up basically having a keg, almost full keg at my friend Gary's place, and called everybody we knew, and like all our friends were down there. So like 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm wasted. And me and like my close friends are hanging out out front, we're getting ready to leave, and some random dude's just chilling there, and he got into it with my friend Dan over something really stupid, and he kind of lunged at my friend, and I got in between him, and he stabbed me in the gut. But I was like blackout drunk at this point, so I'm like, I didn't feel a thing. And he takes off running. I'm like, the fuck, dude? I'm like yelling at him, like, and my friend Doug's like, dude, he just stabbed you? I'm like, no. It's like,
Don't be stupid. I would know if I got you.
yeah, exactly. I think I would realize if I
Yeah.
got stabbed.
I think it'd be
So he pulls my shirt up,
no.
and I'm like bleeding out. So my friend Ben like wrestles me to the car because I want to go kill this guy now. And then my friend Doug goes into the house and grabs a meat cleaver and goes chasing after this dude through this apartment complex. Didn't catch him, luckily, I guess.
Yeah.
And I wound up in the hospital for 3 days, and then I had surgery and all this crazy shit. And then 3 days later, I got released, and we were chilling at my parents' house. And my friend Phil's like, "Dude, you're the colonel now from your battle wounds." It got put on a record as like a joke, and then it just kind of caught on. And
Right.
Like,
Right. Well,
so there's like people that only know me as the colonel. Like,
Right.
they don't even know my real name.
that's amazing. That's the best stabbing story I've ever heard.
It was a
This is the only one.
It's not the only. No, I've heard about people being stabbed. Come on.
fantastic party. Good times.
Yeah.
A+.
Yeah. Yeah.
Best party
Top notch.
in history and in future history.
Mhm.
The
Future history.
Future history is what I
As
said.
we call it, the future.
the pre-party story was the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't take
The
away
stealing
from
the
getting
kegs,
stabbed.
right?
Oh, that was a great adventure that we
That's
went
awesome.
on. It was
Yeah.
good times.
Well, it was a perfect plan.
It
It really was.
Like, worked out. the
And it
rest
worked
of the
even
awesome.
better for you guys.
Yeah. We were disappointed that we didn't get to like follow through with the
You wanted to
scheme.
fight some fucking kids.
I did kind of want to fight some people at that point. Like, it was, I don't know. I was angry. I
Yeah.
was an angry teenager.
Yeah.
Oh my
Just all
god, dude,
full
when
of
I was
piss and
fucking
vinegar.
18, 19, I was like trying to fight everybody all the time.
He was fighting everybody all the time.
Anybody who
also.
talked about your jinkos,
Ooh.
you were getting ready to fight them. Which was everybody. I can't believe you fought your mom that many times.
Yeah.
That's the part that surprises me.
Well, that bitch deserved it.
Well,
Alright.
she talked shit about your jinkos.
Just kidding, Mom. Love you. So I had a thing that I wanted to.
Please
We
do.
were talking about wrestling.
Mhm.
You were beginning to tell us a story about how you got drunk with Bubba Ray Dudley.
Yeah. Bubba Ray Dudley and Adrian Smith from Iron Maiden. It was a,
Awesome.
SummerSlam 2003.
Adrian Smith was one of the guitar players.
The guitar player from Iron, one of the guitar players from Iron Maiden, my second favorite band of all time, behind a veil. They were playing the Give 'Em Ed Till I'm Dead tour, 2003 with Dio and Motorhead, and we had fake backstage passes, of course. We're chilling in the VIP lounge, and there's all these wrestlers there because SummerSlam was the next night, and Motorhead did Triple H's theme song. So I met Chris Jericho that night. I met Stephanie McMahon that night. But Bubba Ray Dudley, me and him like had like a fucking heart to heart about Like we broed the fuck down
That's
about
fucking amazing.
about Agnostic Front and like New York hardcore. Like he's all about it. It was great.
That's crazy.
Hell
That's
yeah.
so fucking badass.
It was fun. But then I almost got kicked out because my pass was fake. I didn't do anything.
Oh, okay.
My pass was fake, and Adrian Smith from Iron Maiden was the guy who stopped the security guard from kicking me out. So then we wound up hanging out.
Whatever, he's cool.
Yeah,
at this
that's
point,
literally
he's
exactly
already
what he said.
been here for this long. If he got away with coming
Yeah.
in with a fake pass, like,
Yeah.
let him stay.
He's like, nah, come on, we're gonna have a beer. We're gonna have a pint. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude.
Like, he's not trying to suck my dick, so it's cool.
He never said that. Don't put that on record. No, you don't have to say it either way.
I could have been worse.
I may or may not have actually done it.
It is Iron Maiden, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some people that are cool around
People who want to suck their dick.
and there are some people that are like, I just want to ask you 100 questions you've been asked before.
Oh yeah, we call them
Yeah.
punishers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the music industry word for that is punishers, and I've been one of those guys too, unfortunately.
So did you get in there with the fake pass, and then there was just like some roving security guy who was like,
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what happened. Because
well, that guy's a dude.
it wasn't pass. It was wristbands.
Ah.
So it was like my friend Doug had a real pass, and he had this dude named Vinny. We called him Vinny Vegas, of course. Like, so you're not going to trust a guy with a name like Vinny Vegas, right?
Yeah.
So he was the guy who always schemed his way into any show, like the backstage of any show this guy can get you in. And he was like, yeah, just hang out outside the VIP lounge and like wait for people to drop their wristbands. I'm like, what? So yeah. So he finally we somehow scrounged up a couple of wristbands. So Doug had the real pass, so he actually got into the actual backstage area, met Ronnie James Dio, which I'm still jealous of him for.
Yeah.
But me and his
maybe next time.
girlfriend at the time were. Oh.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, I missed my chance. But yeah, we hung out and we met all these wrestlers, a couple of dudes from Iron Maiden, and Jimmy Bain and Simon Wright from Dio, who Simon Wright was also in AC/DC, Jimmy Bain was in fucking Rainbow. We actually hung out with those dudes. They didn't want to stop partying. It was great. They were probably in their 60s at the time. And they're kicking everyone out of the VIP lounge, and we're still waiting for Doug to come out. And he's like, yeah, no, just wait here. And he goes into the backstage and comes out with a bucket of Sam Adams. We're like, fuck yeah, this guy rules.
Hell yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah.
God, I would love to see your life in a movie form. You have so many fucking amazing stories.
It should happen. I'm gonna write my memoirs someday.
I'll read it.
Called Seething Cauldron of Hatred. The Colonel story.
Written by the Colonel.
Yep.
From stab to stage.
Oh my god.
I'm stealing that.
It's all yours.
That's the name of
It's
your
all yours.
musical.
Yeah,
Yeah.
From stab to stage, on stage.
The musical.
Thank you for that. that tag you put on there. Yep.
Got any more question, boys?
Question, boys.
Questions, boys?
Question book.
Oh.
Question, boys? Or are you not question, boys?
Happy Easter. No, nothing that I really want to ask all that much.
You had a question, right?
I do. I want to know, where are some places that people can listen to your music? Do you have certain albums and stuff put up in different places?
Yeah, we have stuff everywhere. There's stuff on YouTube. We have a Bandcamp page, of course. It's kind of, you have to. Kind of working on getting our stuff up on a lot of the streaming services now. We're not on any of them because we've self-released most of our stuff. But Bandcamp is everything's on there. So it's sarwer/bandcamp.com, I believe it is.
Okay.
And we have a Facebook, we have an Instagram, we have a Twitter that I never update. But
Sam.
all right.
Hey, Mark's in
I run our
charge.
Twitter. We've tweeted once.
I think it's 2 times.
Maybe 2. I think you tweeted once. And then I took over and nothing happened.
Twitter is, I don't understand how
I don't
it's
get
a
it.
thing.
I don't understand how to use Twitter at all.
It's just, it's
Just look
You
at
click
the
on the
message.
little picture of the bird with your phone, and then it pops up and words happen. I don't know beyond that. I don't know though.
I'm on the other side of the spectrum. I like Instagram.
You're on the spectrum for sure.
All right. saying?
All right. Is there somewhere where people can buy your merch if they want it?
Yeah, also on our Bandcamp page, we have everything. We have our full length. We've been sold out of our 2 7-inches for years. I'm hoping to get a repress of them one of these days, but
They got koozies.
oh yeah, we got a
Koozies.
koozie,
Shot
We got
glasses.
fucking shot glasses. Cheers, boys.
Yes.
Prost.
But yeah, t-shirts,
Oh,
music, everything else is on there.
Perfect.
Right on, man.
His face.
Right on.
Cool, man.
After you took that shot, you were the sorrower.
So Sarwar's headlining a show May
One more time?
17th at Yucca.
Yes, May 17th, Yucca Tap Room with God Awful Noise, Thraw, and Nooses. It's a free show. It's gonna be a fucking rager, I hope. So
We'll be there.
cool.
I'll be working. That's where.
Yeah,
I
probably.
think we'll be there.
We're gonna be.
Can't make
doing-
promises.
we're
I
gonna
might be doing the Twitter that night. Might be updated.
We're gonna be doing the live podcast too. Also that night, right? No.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Oh,
we got some stage space.
We're in between.
We have to get stabbed first.
You can probably take care of that.
Yeah, I've been to Yucca. I know.
It's
that's,
very safe, guys. Don't listen to him.
Except for in the bathrooms.
That's a preparatory show for your
Yes.
going to Maryland for Death Fest, May
Yes.
23rd through the 26th.
Maryland Death Fest, the biggest underground metal party in the U.S. That's what they advertise. Yeah, I've been to it. I've been to it 8 times. It's a fucking blast. There's always great bands. We've been trying to play it for years, and we finally did. So the guys who do it, they put on a couple smaller fests around the world. Actually, they do one in Stockholm, one in Netherlands, one in Canada, and one in California. So we did the very first one in California about 5 years ago, and so we kind of got called up to the big leagues
Oh,
this
nice.
year. And it was
Hell yeah.
cool.
That's
Awesome. Congrats,
awesome.
man.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Are you super excited? Are you super
I
nervous?
can't fucking wait. No, I think we're gonna kill it. We've been practicing really hard, and we got some new songs we're gonna play. We haven't put out a record in about 4 years, so we're working on new stuff that hopefully will be out before the end of the year, and trying to play some of those songs at the show, but also want to keep the bulk of our set to the last album because that's what we're gonna be selling, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
But we get to play with a lot of our friends out there, our buddies Endorphins Lost from Seattle play right before us, so it's gonna be fucking
Nice.
awesome.
Endorphins lost.
Yeah, they're a power violence band from Seattle.
That's a cool
like
name.
Those are our bros. Love them.
It hits close to home.
Did everybody see that? Did that happen?
I felt it.
Yeah. I think we all got some.
Sorry.
Anyway,
It's the third time he's done this for me today.
yeah, so that's super exciting, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Congratulations.
It's gonna be good times.
So stay tuned. We're gonna be watching, or we're gonna be playing a game here
Yeah.
with our boy.
Yeah, that episode will come out on Tuesday.
Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to this video. Share it with your friends.
Comment below. Tell us about when you got stabbed. We want to know about it. And don't forget to give us songs for band karaoke, which we're totally gonna do.
One day, yeah. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter-ish. The handles for both of those will be down below in the description, as well as all the art behind us, and as well as all of
The links.
the
for-
handles and links for everything we've talked about with Sorrower. Sorrower.
Sorrower.
Sorrower.
Sorrower. It's not hard. I don't know why you're all having trouble with it. Sorrower.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being here, Tim.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Cheers.